Okay, this next stage is called monitoring. And at this point, it's a good idea to check in with our historical question. And our historical question is, at the time of its adoption, was the Indian Removal Act a gift or punishment for the Cherokee people? So I look at this question and I think, okay, what kind of other evidence do I need in order to be able to answer this question? And what immediately comes to mind is this is clearly a source that makes the Indian Removal Act look as if it is a punishment for the Cherokee people because it just seems so utterly unfair. So the kind of information that I need is, what makes it a gift? Was this a good thing for the Cherokee people? And that's what I'll put on my graphic organizer under monitoring. So over here, I'll say additional question is, how could someone justify the Indian Removal Act as a gift? The next question that we need to look at is what ideas, images, or terms need further defining from the source. So this is when you kind of go back and it's time to really look at the things that you didn't understand or you need to research more. So for example, I don't really know who the New York Committee is, so I'm going to make sure that I look that up. Also, I don't really know too many details about the treaties that President Washington and the other four presidents that they're talking about right here signed. So I definitely need to know more information about that. I'd like to know more about the specific laws that they passed, the legislature of Georgia passed, and I need to know more about maybe some of these court decisions. So this is what I'm going to kind of make a list of things to research for myself. So right here, I will put need to research for essay. I will put the New York Committee, treaties with Native Americans, specific court cases by Cherokee, and these are all things that I might want to look up before I write my essay if I'm planning to use this source. Okay, the next question that we're going to look at is how useful or significant is the source for its intended purpose in answering the historical question? Now, this source seems like it will be very helpful because it'll provide a lot of information as to why the Indian Removal Act was a punishment for the Cherokee people. It has great information about the laws, has great information about the Cherokee's efforts in the court, and that's going to be really, really helpful. The one thing I still need to figure out, though, is how credible the New York Committee is. So I'm going to make a little note to myself here under monitoring. So usefulness for essay, great source on punishment, but need to research the credibility of the New York Committee. And remember, we need to research the credibility because this is one of those parts of our rubric that we looked at that's necessary to get an A. So is this a good source or not? And so that's a little note that I'll make for myself for when I go and write the essay.